Deniz with Investing Insights. Speaking with me today is Chris Berry, Energy Metals Analyst. Chris, thank you for joining me today.
Thanks for having me again.
Chris, I wanted to talk a little bit about the lithium market, because if I'm understanding correctly, we're starting to see a little bit of movement coming up from there.
Right, we are, and the entire industry really has Elon Musk to thank for that. I sort of say that tongue-in-cheek, I don't mean to be cynical, but a lot of the companies in the lithium space, in the junior lithium space, were really troubled, so to speak. It's a tough financing environment across all metals. Lithium is no exception to that, but the Gigafactory announcement has reignited interest, in particular in the North American lithium space from an exploration and development perspective.
Yeah, and beyond that, I'm also understanding that there's a bit of battery demand in there, which I guess is tied to the automotive industry and Elon Musk.
Almost 100%.
Yeah.
The lithium-ion battery market is growing at double-digit rates. And of course, it's not just electric vehicles that you want to watch from a growth perspective. It's plug-ins, it's hybrids, it's all sorts of different automotive sectors, if you will. And so there's also energy storage. That's another burgeoning market. And those batteries, just in terms of the amount of lithium and raw materials used, are much larger. So, it's a promising future, but you have to worry about, not worry, but you have to remember that there are different battery chemistries, and there's a lot of R&D money going into the battery business right now as well. So the best chemistry today may not be the best chemistry 5 or 10 years from right now. It really depends on the application, but to answer your question specifically, yes, the automotive business is really the driver for lithium-ion right now.
But in terms of, I guess, newer technologies, what we have today is not going to be replaced tomorrow. Is that?
Yeah, that's fair to say. I mean, a lot of the battery producers have global supply chains that are set up right now, and they source their raw materials from a certain maybe part of the world, and they manufacture them a certain way. So, coming back to lithium juniors, for a lithium junior to really integrate into a supply chain, whether or not it's the Gigafactory or any other supply chain at any other point or part in the world, I should say, it's going to take some time and a lot of planning, but it's definitely a hopeful sign that this Gigafactory is at least on the table or on the drawing board.
Now, as far as lithium juniors are concerned, and Tesla, I guess, the juniors were a little bit dead in the water for a while now.
Sure.
What is it about this announcement that really has riled them up? Because they're a little bit further down the chain to really supply Tesla tomorrow.
Absolutely. You're right. They were left for dead. Like I mentioned before, the Gigafactory announcement has breathed new life into the whole space. Elon Musk is talking about producing 500,000 batteries by 2020, and that is more electric vehicle batteries than are produced globally right now. So, if he's able to pull this off, or even if he's half right, I mean, you're looking at substantial demand for a number of raw materials, not just lithium. And that's why, and given the fact that he's talking about building this Gigafactory in the western United States, all of the North American lithium plays, the hard rock ones in Quebec, for example, have all, I think investors are now giving them a closer look, because there's the thinking, at least, not a guarantee, but the thinking that they could potentially supply the Gigafactory. I mean, it remains to be seen, because you've got development, you've got permitting to worry about, you've got the financing difficulties, and you've also got the fact that, to be quite honest, there's a lot of lithium out there right now. I've talked in the past how it's an oligopoly, the market, and a number of the players in this space have excess capacity. So it's going to be a difficult road for any lithium junior that wants to contribute to the Gigafactory, but I wouldn't count it out.
Okay. Well, on that, what do these companies need to prove before they're really taken seriously?
Well, they need to prove that they can produce battery-grade lithium carbonate from their deposits, number one. They need to prove that the project is financeable. Obviously, whether or not you're a bank or anybody with money, like the strong hands right now, you're going to be pretty cautious about large CapEx projects. So you want to see relatively low capex, near-term production. I mean, I feel like we could say that about a lot of metals and minerals right now. But
blanket assessment.
Yeah. In particular with lithium, because it's a growing market. Don't get me wrong. I mean, you're seeing healthy growth there across all end uses for lithium. But if a lithium junior or near-term producer wants to compete with FMC or SQM or some of the other ones, Rockwood, for example, they're going to need to be able to prove that they can compete on price, and that's difficult to do in an oligopolistic environment.
Definitely. So are there any juniors that you see in the space that could potentially meet these? Anything that should stand out for investors?
I think it's a little early, to say. I was given the honor of chairing the Industrial Minerals Lithium Conference in Montreal about 2 weeks ago, and so everybody was there, the hard rock players, the brine explorers, and that age-old debate of hard rock is better than brine or vice versa is still rages. Brine is less expensive, but it takes up to 18 months to produce the lithium carbonate, whereas hard rock is a much faster but potentially more expensive proposition. So I'm looking at a couple right now. Lithium Americas is a brine play in South America. Looks interesting. I don't own any shares or anything like that. I don't have a relationship, but it's those types of companies that pique my interest, not for a number of reasons, not the least of which is the fact that they have a very good relationship with POSCO, which is, of course, a South Korean steel producer, but they're making huge moves into the lithium market, and the fact that they have a relationship with Lithium Americas tells me that, that might be worth taking a closer look at.
Yeah, we've definitely seen POSCO doing some deals in the space.